My professors once said, technology is important, but you don't have to be 100% dependent on it. You have really to do without technology. So what we are going to be presenting today is a definition of the traditional methods of teaching and learning. And of course, at the university level, we have always had this issue of traditional method of education, where you have, the traditional textbooks where you teach at the university, and then you provide assignments that have to be written, and you have to follow up with those assignments. So it gives us, as teachers and as educators and instructors, a very hard time, as I said earlier in my intervention, that it gives us a hard time to look at the, when you have a calculator, it's different when you are doing the calculus yourself. Using your mind, wasting a lot of time trying to find out, to come to a conclusion that a calculator could very easily come to. So this is exactly how we think of the use of AI and the importance of AI in... Okay, that's good, thank you. So this is important. So traditional education, which often relies on standardized teaching methods and fixed curricula, is increasingly being supplemented. It's supplemented by AI-driven approaches that emphasize personalization and efficiency. And this is really quite important for us as instructors, because the standardized teaching methods, oftentimes with the new technologies and the ever-changing world, it's very difficult to keep pace of what is going on unless you are, internet connected and using more advanced methods of teaching that are very much advanced and could help in technology in this sense could be very much helpful. So at the forefront of this presentation, I think it's key for us to understand generational trends so that we can make data-driven decisions to target each group successfully. And this is really, the generational trend issue is quite important because as you may know, and as you could see here, even though this is not Mauritanian specific, this is a global definition of the generational trends. And through, we could relate to the latest ones, where we have the Gen Z generation, who are born from 1997 to 2012, and the early also Alpha generation, who are born in between 2010 and 2020. So these generations are the generations that use technology, and they were born in a time where technology was very much advanced. So the problem for us instructors is when the older generations are teaching the new generations, or are the instructors of the newer generations. It becomes a problem because the newer generation is tech savvy. They are tech natives. They were born with the internet. They are born with new technology, and some of them are born with AI. So it would be very difficult to cope up as an instructor, whether that at the university level, or at the primary school level, or at the secondary school level. It would be a problem for you to understand the needs of the newer generations and their focus on the tech if you are not aware of these generational gaps. So each generational cohort, from the lost generation, which is the early 20th century generation, to the rising Gen Beta, which is the newest one, born after 2025, offers its value, challenges, and innovations shaped by current educational trends. And understanding this is really vital for us instructors, teachers, professional trainers, and university professors to be fully aware of these trends, as to be able to respond to the needs of an ever-changing school and academic milieu and tech-savvy generation. So digital context, according to statistics, according to data reportal, in early 2025, 37% of Mauritania's population use the internet. And which means, and the internet penetration has grown over recent years, but many remain offline. So this, spread of the internet is very much important in ed tech and its spread. So social media also and mobile connectivity plays a very much important role in the teaching process. So according to the Global Digital Insight, approximately 29–30% of the total population of Mauritania has social media identities. And this is in the early 2025. And mobile broadband accounts for a large share of connections. So most of the newer generation who are interested, who could be targeted by ed tech and particularly AI are the Gen Z, the teens between at their 20s. Most of them are university students, early career workers, and also millennials, which is our generation, the generation that is from 1980 to 1996. So older generations, especially those above 45 and 40, are less likely engaged with AI tools, basically due to lower internet use. Interest in edtech in Mauritania is growing steadily, driven by government reforms, international partnerships, and increasing focus on digital learning solutions. So digital platforms for schools are very much important, and the Ministry of Education has launched digital platforms to monitor students' academic progress, attendance, and results. And of course, you know of this recent TESJIL digital platform that was recently inaugurated, launched by the university for students to register. So these are some of the pictures of the Siraj RIM, which is a very important a very significant digital platform. Via Siraj digital platform, parents, as I said, can follow their children's school performance online, which improves transparency and accountability. Public universities, especially the University of Nouakchott, have begun using, as I said earlier, the online students registration. And of course, the IPN, the institute, the Pedagogical Institute, has also launched a platform named Kutubi to improve access to learning materials and reduce the costs of printing, especially with numeric books or digital books. Of course, some of you might have heard of the digital school of the international, the Digital School Initiative, which was done in partnership with the international organization and Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Global Initiative and the Ministry of Education, which has established digital learning centers. This is a very important initiative, but the problem with this initiative is that, as I said, most of the schools, they don't have trained teachers, enough trained teachers to do the work of the digital school. So somebody before me has talked about Mauritania's national AI policy, and it's really a very important policy which shows the importance of including AI in the educational system and in the learning system. And of course, this is done due to the efforts of the Ministry of Digital Transformation, Innovation and Modernization. And also, they have adopted recently a national artificial intelligence strategy from 2025 to 2029. that focuses on education and capacity building. And some of its basic pillars are human skills and AI data science, which includes expanded training programs and certification targeting learners at multiple academic levels. And this is really, really important as far as academia and education in academia is concerned. So we know that AI is not yet systematically integrated into Mauritanian schools and universities, but still, AI-related tools and approaches are beginning to appear through the following. Pilot digital learning platforms, university-level ICT and computer science programs, and of course, international projects involving AI and VR. And this is really important because one of the courses I teach at the university is multimodal communication. And multimodal communication, we start teaching students from monomodality, and this is where you have writing and really monomodal ways of writing and some graphics and, to teach students. But with the development of AI and with the development of multimodality, we could see that AI and VR, particularly the VR and the AR, the augmented reality, are a very much advanced and sophisticated use of multimodality. So it would be very much important for the learning process to get involved to get these experiences into the academic context to make learning much more easier. So some of the potential applications of AI in Mauritanian education, of course, it's undeniable that AI adds a great value to the process of education. Personalized learning is one aspect, and you remember that one of the strategies of the state in creating or launching what we call the system of LMD was to have smaller classes where the instructor or teacher could reach out to fewer students, and the fewer the classroom, the students present in the classroom, the easier and more efficient the teaching process is going to be to these students. So the personalized learning in the sense is very much important because the digital tool or the digital chat box in this case, the AI chat box, is going to personalize, through the help of the digital chatbot, the teacher, the instructor, and also the student could benefit very much. The personalized learning process is very much important for the student to trace and their development and their learning development process, and also for the teacher and the instructor to make it easier for him to prepare and to also do the follow-up for the students. So the AI can assist teachers by generating lesson plans and suggesting assessment questions and analyzing student performance data, which reduces workload and improves teaching quality. So this is always a problem for us at the university because now with the very much professional use, and that's why developing an AI integration into the university process, into education, is important because it would help teachers with a lot of time. So this time that is not spent with, that is gained by the use of AI, is spent with much more important things to do with students, like connection and following up with the student on a personal level. There is a leading initiative that is going on as far as Mauritania is concerned, and its goal. And I think this is a very promising initiative that is pioneering. It's a pioneering project that utilizes advanced immersive technologies and AI to close the educational divide and develop a workforce ready for future challenges. And I think this immersive learning is very much important as far as education and learning is concerned. Because remember, as I said earlier, remember, the first the traditional method of communication was, and teaching and learning was a method or a process through which the student and the teacher and the information being presented. Most of our teachers at the university would give us, for example, novels to read or books to follow up with, and they will take paragraphs out of those books. And so it's going to be very much monomodal, focusing only on one way of, which is writing in a sense or reading in another sense. But now with the immersive technology, a whole process of augmented reality that would help the student understand more and be even in the process be really involved in the process of learning, which is really an important addition to the learning and teaching process. So some of the key challenges to EdTech and AI in Mauritanian context are the limited internet access, especially in rural areas, and the relatively high cost of devices, laptops, tablets, smart boards, along with limited infrastructure in schools. And the digital school initiative that was started in some of the schools in Nouakchott. One of them actually in Lixar is one of the biggest problems that they have is this issue of the infrastructure of the school itself. So it has to be there has to be much more focus on the training of the teachers and also the follow-up, which is really a big issue. So most of these initiatives would start, and then there would be no follow-up to the results of what is going on throughout in the school environment. So there are so many ingredients which would make an initiative like this a successful initiative, apart from just launching it. But also the follow-up is really a quite important thing. So to conclude, there was a World Bank brief that talked about the importance of the inclusion of AI, and I think it's very relevant, it's very pertinent to mention what is written here. So to emphasize that AI should not be seen as a replacement to human expertise, but rather it's important, it's essential to emphasize that AI should not be a replacement to human expertise, but rather as a way to enhance and scale the impact of human judgment and skills. So the role of educators remains critical, and AI tools should be viewed as powerful assistants that can help teachers personalize learning experiences, provide targeted support, and make data-driven decisions. So by leveraging AI responsibly and in partnership with the human expertise, we can create a future of education that is both highly effective and deeply human-centered. So to conclude, this is the exact point I tried to make at the very beginning, that the idea of a tool that is very much helpful, like AI, reminds me of the issue of the sage on the stage and the guide by the side. So AI, in the sense, is the guide by your side, where you could use it to improve education, to improve the learning process, to improve the teaching process, but still you benefit from the time that you gain and the experience that you gain in order to add more to the educational process. So I will conclude. I will give some recommendations which I think are important. In the sense, Mauritania should develop a national AI in education strategy. So we have already developed, the Ministry of Digital Transformation has already developed the AI strategy, the national AI strategy, but there should be, at the educational level, there should be a national AI in education strategy that talks and speaks to the ethics, for example, of using AI, and really get teachers and instructors to be along with AI technology and with all all the elements that are used within AI to be good instructors. And then there has to be a training for teachers and instructors in AI literacy and responsible use. And also, we have to encourage public-private partnerships in AI and EdTech. So teachers and instructors and administrators should be aware of the generational trends and gaps. And this is really important, because if you're not aware of these generational gaps, you will be teaching people or students who are way behind. It reminds me of the common joke of one young lady who said that she blocked her aunt because she used to send her certain material on WhatsApp, for example. She would send her a singing cat or a cat that recites the Quran. Then, for the old lady, this is whatever she sees on social media is believable, because the cat is already there. It moves, it talks, it recites the Quran. So this is viewable for her and believable. But for the newer generation, this is just a mere joke. They wouldn't believe something like this for different ways. So that's why in education, the instructors have to be very much aware of the technological advancement and the use of AI. Creating a culture like that is very much important for us to use AI effectively and professionally. So I will give thank you very much.